Last March, Kingwood won its first state championship behind the outstanding play of game MVP Nic Wise. The Mustangs returned to the championship game, trying to become only the 10th team in history to win consecutive titles in the state's highest bracket. Plano is in their second state championship game and look to their outstanding guard John Roberson to lead the Wildcats to their first state title. It's defending champion Kingwood and Plano battling for the 5A title next on FSN.
Beautiful. Leanne Bledsoe, Elizabeth Bagel, William Bruce.
As we begin with the national anthem, we are just about set for high school basketball, the 5A championship game. The Texas boys, the Kingwood Mustangs, and the Plano Wildcats. They're going to be going at it here. Greg Lucas here along with Reed Geddes. And, of course, 36-5 for Kingwood, the defending champs. 28-8 is the record for the challengers, I guess you would say, from Plano. That's not a super record, but there's some reasons, very good reasons why maybe they didn't win as many during the regular season.
Yeah, head coach Tom Inman told us he tried not to use it as an excuse. He's had a bunch of injuries, but one starter out for 30 games, another starter out for 10 games. The important thing for the Plano Wildcats, they are peaking at the perfect time. They're playing their best basketball. They're healthy, and this should be one heck of a basketball game.
Well, we'll tell you about some of the players and get this game underway, but first let's take a break, and we'll be back for the 5A championship game.
For one burger to satisfy hungry Texans for 30 years, you know it's gotta be good. And there's no better tasting burger anywhere in the state than DQ's Texas Original Hunger Buster. It's a quarter pound of 100% pure beef, grilled to juicy perfection and topped with fresh favorites however you like them. No matter how hungry you are or how you like your Hunger Buster, one thing's for sure, DQ just tastes better.
DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
Some things we just can't help you with, but if you need a tux for the prom, we have rentals starting at just $50. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
For all the latest on high school sports in Texas, it's High School Spotlight on FSN Southwest. Our spotlight shines on the best and brightest athletes and coaches our state has to offer. Watch and see why no one covers high school sports like FSN Southwest.
At the Frank Irwin Center, Greg Lucas back along with Reed Geddes as the introduction of the lineups has been concluded here. Let's take a look at the State Farm lineups for this championship battle. For the Wildcats of Plano, it's Lawrence Mann, Joseph Fultz, Eric Zastapil, John Roberson, and Tyler Roof, the starters. The Mustangs, the defending champion Kingwood Mustangs, have Mike Singletary, Trevin Harris, Brian Heiss, Nic Wise, and Jordan Ham. Only Wise and Singletary were starters last year. The others did see action. As you take a look at Tom Inman, the graduate of the University of Illinois, who's a native of Ottawa, Illinois. He's been 7 years as the head coach at Plano, 17 years on the staff, and he is pumped for this one.
Oh, man, is he wired. Tom Inman needs a Starbucks endorsement. I mean, he is absolutely bouncing through the roof to get this game started. He was out there in his suit guarding some of his players, playing one-on-one, talking smack to him. Look, he's still got his sweat going.
Well, he says, you know, Plano is a football school, always has been over the years, and they want to prove that they can be a basketball school too. Well, they really already have in a way, because here they are. They're battling for the championship. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Kingwood Mustangs of Rice Hoosman, West Texas A&M, well, then it was known as West Texas State. He's been on the coaching ranks for 21 years, won the championship last year, had to get by a real tough Spring Westfield team. Actually, both years. This year, Spring Westfield, much of the year, was ranked #1 in the state, unbeaten. They beat them when it counted in the tournament, and now here they are able to defend their championship, and that's not hard. That's not easy to do.
Well, switch roles a little bit from last year. Last year, they're trying to knock off defending state champs DeSoto. This year, they're the defending state champs.
And there you see the repeat champs in the largest divisions, starting back with Oak Cliff. These teams have all won two. One school, as you notice on their Pampa, actually won back-to-backs twice. And now Kingwood is the next to give it a shot in this division, the largest division in high school basketball. Of course, when you started back with Oak Cliff, there was only one. And as years have gone on, of course, we had a two-time winner crowned today. We had a lot of them in the lower divisions over the years, but South Oak Cliff won for the second year in a row. Ironically, South Oak Cliff in 4A has played all four of the teams in the Final Four in 5A, and they beat three of them. They beat Plano rather handily early in the year, but they did lose to Kingwood. That's the one team that did defeat them.
Well, that is an outstanding basketball team. The South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, led by McDonald All-American Darrell Arthur. And, oh, that is one heck of a basketball squad. So no shame in being a 5A school and losing to that squad.
No, as we know in basketball, there's really very little difference with 4A, 5A. In fact, many times some of the 4A teams are actually a little bit better. Basketball's a lot different sport than, say, football, where those divisions, the number they have, make a big difference. Let's get this game underway as the ball is controlled on the tap. Plano wearing the maroon. Roberson with the first 3 points of the game.
Well, you want to talk about a perfect start for the Wildcats. That's it. John Roberson picking up right where he left off. Last night had 4 of 5 from behind the three-point line. What a great start.
Working the baseline. There's Nic Wise, tried to force it up. It was blocked out of bounds. The big guys inside, led by Eric Zastapil, helped deflect that play as the ball went down in close. Now Singletary tries to go in, and the ball goes on the side of the end line. It will be retained again under the basket. Both these teams will play extremely hard on defense, mostly man-to-man, and very, very hard, and that pass is deflected and stolen. Here comes Plano. Roberson dishes off the roof back to Roberson, and finally knocked out of bounds, but it will be knocked out, however, by Kingwood.
A deflection from Lawrence Mann defending on the ball, and this is a great start for Plano. They needed to come out and kind of punch Kingwood in the mouth and let them know that they're here and they're not intimidated by the fact that they are the defending 5A state champions.
Crowd didn't like that call that Brian Heiss knocked it out. They thought Zastapil did, but Plano will inbound. Now we have a little wrestling match between Fultz and Singletary, and that's going to be something to watch, I think, in tight, because Singletary had a big, boy, this looks like two boxers. They're button heads practically. Now the ball is going to be inbounded. Zastapil, and gives it off to the man who earns the show, John Roberson.
Well, this is the other terrific matchup out here at the top of the key. Nic Wise on John Roberson. Nic Wise, rightfully so, has gotten so much attention this year, and John Roberson coming in with maybe something to prove.
He's forced out of bounds, and that's going to be a force-out foul called on Kingwood. Looks like it's going to be called on the backcourt operative, Jordan Hant.
There's John Roberson, the ability to take the ball off the dribble and dribble penetrate, usually looking for Joseph Fultz sliding along that baseline.
Zastapil makes a move to the baseline, hangs up, it's blocked and taken away. What a play by Heiss, and now a long court pass down to Singletary. Double team. Nic Wise for three, and we're tied.
Hey, these point guards are going to put on a show here this evening. Nic Wise answering Roberson's three-pointer.
Plano with a basketball back, 6:39 to go in the first period. Zastapil works out top to Roberson. There's Fultz for three. Rolls it off. The rebound taken off by Nic Wise. He'll push it. Dump into Singletary, and he may have been pushed, and the foul is going to be called. And he was. That was a position jockey there.
That's a nice set early offense. Royce Hoosman's team runs a 4-out, 1-in. Those four guards run to the perimeter, and Mike Singletary just runs to the basket, pivots, and then tries to seal the defender.
Singletary, who couldn't get that one to fall on that inbounds pass, spent a lot of time at the free throw line last night. He was 13 for 16 at the line and en route to 23 points. And he'll go to the free throw line here.
Well, not just 23 points, but 23 points of Kingwood's 38 points. I mean, he scored all but 15. 9 of the points went to Trevin Harris, and that's just about all the scoring Kingwood got last night.
They know they're going to need more. Both these teams did not have high-scoring semifinal wins. One free throw down. Kingwood with a first lead that they've had of 1 point. Roberson, close. There's man. Has it stripped, knocked loose by Kingwood. Here they come on the attack. Wise started it. Wise going to try to finish it with a 3, but won't. And the rebound slapped down to the court and finally pulled off by Plano. Here they come on the attack. Slowing things down just a little bit now. Pulse. Baseline drive and a foul. That'll be whistled on Kingwood's Brian Heiss.
Yeah, nice strong step to the basket by Lawrence Mann, 6'5" senior. Watch him step to the basket. He turns those shoulders parallel to the backboard, makes him stronger, and also protects the ball from the defender.
Free throw, nice soft roll as it goes in. 8 points, 5 rebounds in the win against Richardson-Berkner in the semis yesterday.
Well, a win that a lot of the Plano people acknowledge perhaps was not the prettiest win of them all, but you know what? Here in the state semifinals, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
You want to get to this game and then take your chances. Nic Wise brings the ball across the line. Heiss. And it's a wrestling match, and this is on Singletary. This is something that not only he's going to have to watch out, but the guys guarding him are going to watch out, because we know that is going to be very, very physical, because Plano saw what Singletary can do last night.
Well, Lawrence Mann doing a good job getting around the top side of that duck-in move. That was good defense.
Roberson leaves it short. Rebound taken off by Mann. Whoa!
Well, Lawrence Mann very active here in the first quarter.
And it's a 3-point lead. That's a second 3-point lead, 7-4. And Singletary will inbound. But first we've got a change coming into the Plano lineup. This will be Landon Skinner. He's a player that, very key player on this team. Obviously first man off the bench here. Might have been a starter, but he missed all those games during the course of the year.
A lot of games. Missed 30 games because of a broken wrist. Well, that's a lot of games to not have your starting 2-guard.
Nic Wise tries to work off the screen. Sees an opening to the baseline, tries to dump it down low to Heiss. Heiss has trouble controlling. Singletary gets a hand on it, keeps it alive. Now Wise, blind pass to Singletary, over to double team, can't get it down, and he's going to be called for a push foul as he ran into Zastapil.
Well, that's 2 quick fouls on Mike Singletary, and Royce Husman will have a tough decision to make. I'm not so sure. I wouldn't go ahead and get him out of the game, and you can put him back in the second quarter, but I'd rest him. It doesn't look like he's going to do that. Boy, if I'm Plano, I go right at Mike Singletary.
Well, and then you saw in that replay, he could have been called for a foul before he was on that push-off, that forced play. So he's got to tone it down a little bit, I would think. Zastapil makes a quick move to the baseline, but steps out of bounds. Good defensive effort there by Heiss.
That's a second good defensive play we've seen Brian Heiss, 6'6" junior, make. Got that block a while ago and kept control of the ball, and a good job moving his feet on post defense. Royce Husman's really rolling the dice right now. He has taken a huge chance with Singletary.
Fred Clark joins the lineup for the first time in this game in the backcourt for Jordan Ham, a trade of a couple of seniors. He's set up over in one wing. They may decide they need some shooting. Here's a save before it goes back over the line by Harris. Heiss out top. Singletary with a long 3. Oh, baby!
Well, that's one way to avoid the offensive foul. Just step out behind the 3-point line. Boy, the versatility of Mike Singletary.
We're tied at 7. Zastapil tries to make a move and spin follow bank shot, or actually off the back rim, didn't hit the backboard, and Singletary will bring it up the court. A lead is waiting for him, but he is chopped and fouled. He will get himself in some situations where he's going to get fouled a lot, but he's also got to be very careful when he has the ball not to force things and commit on the offensive end.
Understandably so. All of these kids are as excited and they are as jacked up emotionally as you could possibly imagine, but Mike Singletary has really really risking picking up a foul. He grabs that rebound, dribbles the length of the floor, maybe a little bit out of control. Would have been very easy for Tom Inman's Wildcat to step in front of him and draw his third foul.
Well, he is a junior at 6'6". He's an inch taller than he was a year ago. Now, we got a timeout. We'll take a break. It's 9-7, Kingwood by 2, 3:45 to go, first period.
We're America's largest refiner, and some of the vehicles we fuel don't travel on roads. For those that do, we make some of the cleanest gasoline on the planet, and every drop is performance guaranteed. And our employees contribute over 200,000 hours a year in our communities. We know you probably don't think about these things when you think of Valero. That's okay, just as long as when you do think of us, you think of this. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Multi-State Insurance Company.
Hello, I'd like a car insurance quote, please. Yeah, hi. Hello.
Yeah,
I'd like a quote, please.
Can I have a car insurance quote?
Need a quote. Yeah, I'm looking for a car insurance quote, please. Quote, please. Just need a quote.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you our direct rate for car insurance plus the rates of other top companies instantly. Go to Progressive.com.
The Boys 5A Championship is brought to you by State Farm and your local State Farm agents. By Dairy Queen, that's what I like about Texas. And by Dodge, you can take life as it comes or you can take life by the horns. Dodge. Well, we've checked some of the official numbers show Mike Singletary with only 1 foul, which is very good news. We thought sure there were 2. All we can figure is that the interpretation of either the scorers table or us on a call might have been a turnover and not a foul on one of those.
Well, on that offensive foul, one of the officials called a charge. The other one called 3 seconds before the push-off.
That would have been it.
That makes sense because I could not imagine that Royce was leaving him in the game.
And then runs in and flattens the defender.
Now, Fred Clark doing a good job on weak side defense coming over. Absolutely. Anytime you see a guy on weak side get all the way outside the lane, and you saw Fred Clark had both feet outside of the orange paint, that's good weak side defense.
Nic Wise brings the ball up court. His team's on top by 2. Clark guarded closely. Wise gets the 3 away, is hit, and he'll get the shoot 3. And he's all after cheering about that. Christian got him at the last dead ball. Nathan Christian came into the game.
Nic Wise spreads his legs out a little bit on this 3-pointer. Watch him spread out and draw the foul. Boy, that is a veteran move right there. See many high school kids with enough presence and composure on the court to notice that the defender's closing out on him and he's out of control. So uncharacteristic of Nic Wise to struggle last night. This kid has been so big in big games this year. In the regional final against nationally ranked Westfield, he had 32 points and MVP last year. Last year, as a junior, really was the engine that drove these Mustangs.
Not only that, with the 19 points, but he was hitting them in some key spots. Now, last night's game was not a good offensive game, but he got a lot of praise for the work he did on Van Uzo, the outstanding scorer for San Antonio Warren in the second half. And that may have been as much importance in winning the game as anything else, even though he didn't score much.
Well, Nic Wise, of course, committed to Arizona early in his career, maybe his freshman or sophomore year, and headed to play basketball for Lute Olson next year.
The team's on top by 5. Robertson has it knocked loose, but picked. That's going to be a foul. It'll be on Harris. I think. Better say wait. It is.
Yeah, we hadn't done so good anticipating our fouls early on. Better wait till we see the ref hold up the numbers.
Zastapil, way to move, but he can't finish it, and you got to finish. Here's Christian. And a wide open 2 inside the line for Fultz.
A much better looking release that time for Joseph Fultz. The first shot he took he short-armed it and pulled that release back, and that time extended that right arm and stroked the jump shot.
12-9 with 2:37 to go in the first period. Harris with a miss and Roberson the rebound. Harris had a big basket in last night's game that really keyed the win, but he had a poor shooting night, and that's his first attempt from out there tonight. Roberson, Mother May I stop shot, won't go. Tap won't go. And battle for the board. Out to Zastapil. That'll be off. And Singletary tracks it down. Never giving up. Nic Wise, 3. Way off. Roberson with a rebound. Nic Wise with a steal. He's got a 3-on-2. Leaves it up to Singletary. And he's clobbered by Zastapil, who just couldn't stop in midair. Few can.
Now, nice steal by Nic Wise, and maybe not the best pass to Mike Singletary. Zastapil's the only one who thought it was going to be an alley-oop. He went up to stop it initially, and Mike Singletary just going to catch it. Now, nice steal by Nic Wise.
Zastapil will take a spot on the bench. And Anton Korolev, the 7'1" junior, is in for Plano. And Singletary says, I don't care.
Boy, he went right at him, didn't
man.
he? Oh, Mike Singletary is some kind of basketball player.
14-9, a 5-point Kingwood lead. Roberson misses a long 3. Ball slapped into the corner. Singletary tried to save it because I guess he knew who had touched it last, and he was right because Plano will inbound.
Mike Singletary already with 8 points and 4 rebounds in the first quarter. That was a strong step to the basket.
False on the inbounds play.
I'm surprised he makes that shot. Boy, he throws that ball up there and pulls that arm back and never leaves it up there and strokes it. I'm surprised those shots go in.
14-11. Instructions coming all the way back from Royce Husman. Oh, he said, do that.
I don't know what the name of that play is, but I'd go ahead and keep calling it.
Oh, my. 17-11 with 1:13 to go in the first.
Singletary, 11 points in the first quarter.
Roberson just has to throw a pass away, and fortunately, Fultz was there. What a change from yesterday's game with these two teams, where there was hardly any scoring. Skinner, and the rebound comes off to Kingwood. That's the other Wise, Dondre Wise. Singletary goes into the pivot.
Oh,
Muscle
nice
move by big number 51, Justin Winkfield, his first basket.
What a beautiful up and under. Justin Winkfield never dribbling that ball. Up fake and duck under. Oh, that was nice footwork.
Kingwood's 8-point lead, the largest of the first period with 27 seconds to go. You talk about a contrast. It was 7-4 at the 1-quarter mark with Kingwood's game over San Antonio 1 last night. 7-4. Fultz going to try to make a move to the basket. Good strong move, couldn't finish it. Singletary with a rebound, 2 seconds, and he throws it up and catches rim, but we've reached the end of the first period.
Man, the only shot Mike Singletary missed.
The defending state champions, Kingwood, on top after 19-11 over the Plano Wildcats.
You know those rating icons you see on TV? There's one made for everybody. They work with your television's parental controls to give you control over which programs your family enjoys. So you can choose between watching TVMA, which is perfect for grown-ups, to watching TVG, which is also perfect for grown-ups. For more information on TV ratings and the V-chip, visit this website or call the number on your screen.
It's television's most prestigious fishing tournament, FLW Outdoors.
Look at the bend in that rod.
The ultimate weekly challenge in competitive fishing.
Woo! Huge fish.
Follow the world's top anglers as they go head-to-head in a race to hook the day's most elusive catch. And battle it out for the right to be crowned world champion. FLW Outdoors, Sundays on FSN.
NASCAR's best collide at the Diamond in the Desert. This weekend, Nextel Cup Racing in HD on Fox.
The boys 5A championship game is being brought to you by Dairy Queen. That's what I like about Texas. This is the championship game for 5A basketball. The Kingwood Mustangs trying to become the first team since Sugarland Willow Ridge in 2000-2001 to win back-to-back 5A titles.
Royce Huseman cannot ask for a much better first quarter than he got from his talented junior. Mike Singletary was absolutely spectacular.
It was a struggle. He had to work hard, that's for sure. Dondre Wise. That one doesn't go down from the corner by Clark, and the rebound comes out to Plano. Roberson had a field goal to start the game, and he has been held in check since. He's 1 for 5. Fultz with a fall away. Fultz has been hot, though. Fultz has 3 baskets now.
Well, Joseph Fultz made that look pretty easy. Joseph Fultz, already an early signee in November with Texas A&M, will go play for Billy Gillespie next year. Watch how smooth he turns over that right shoulder and pivots away from the defender. And, well, that's nice.
6'7", good size. Looks like he's got pretty good range as a shooter. And
I talked to the best scouting recruiter coordinator / expert in the state of Texas, Mike Kunstad, and he said, you know, when you see Joseph Fultz play, think of a young, thin Sidney Moncrief. I thought, boy, that's a heck of a comparison right there. His ability to slide around that baseline and pick spots in the short corner.
I'm sorry, something's crossing my mind with that description, because if you're going to change their physical description, how about a short, fat Shaq? You know, it kind of is not the same. Here comes Plano the other way. Skinner. And he lays the pass out of bounds. Kingwood will get it back, still leading 19-13. Plano brings in some changes. Tyler Roof back into the game. Skinner out. And Kingwood will make a switch too. Coming back in is Harris, and out is Clark. Nic Wise with the play call from his head coach. Andre Wise. Winchfield is 51. 45 is Harris. With a head fake as the ball still partly blocked, but picked up the garbage, and Harris puts it home.
Well, nice defense that time by John Roberson, but no Wildcat going after that loose ball. Right now, Kingwood just quicker to the ball.
Roberson. Zastapil has it slapped away, but I believe a foul will be whistled on Winkfield. That's his first. Plano's next foul will send Kingwood to the line, but that was only team foul 5 for Kingwood. Zastapil from the baseline. Bang! He's going to the Air Force. Or not, sorry. Wrong academy. He's going to West Point. He wants to be a general someday. Ball thrown away but deflected. It will still be Kingwood's ball. Wise will inbound. That's Harris, and now back out top is Dondre Wise, the 6'2 junior. Harris, that's short, but he gets it back. Nic Wise buries it.
Now Trevin Harris doing a good job following his shot. One of the lost fundamentals in basketball. It's the second time Trevin Harris has missed his shot and gone and gotten his own offensive rebound.
Roberson with a 9-point lead. Kingwood has its largest. Bang, another one for Joseph Fultz. He's got 8 points.
Yeah, that was over a double team. He did a reverse pivot and shot over the other shoulder. Boy, that was nice.
Nic Wise trying to give Roberson some problems. Winkfield, muscle move, rolls up, tap, nope, and he may have been fouled as he, well, let's see. Was it on his back or was he on someone else? I think it was on his back. And he will shoot.
Now that's the second time that Zastapil has felt like he's drawn a charge down there, and After you try it once or twice, you just recognize, hey, the officials are not going to give me that call. You'll do a better job staying on your feet and trying to be strong in your upper body to prevent the drop step by Wingfield.
Roberson got that foul, his first. Wingfield now with 3 points. Thing about this Kingwood team is they won the state championship last year, but they lost 3 starters and a total, amazing total of 8 seniors. However, they still had Nic Wise and Mike Singletary, and they also had 2 or 3 guys like Ham and Harris that had played last year. They were in the rotation. So
that was one huge however, partner.
But they're back.
You still have Singletary and Wise. You're still in pretty good shape.
Close with the miss. The rebound comes back out to Roberson for a 3. That's way off right. But they're staying on it. As Zastapil was fouled from behind by Singletary, I believe this will be his second. 2, 3.
Now the Wildcats doing a good job attacking the basket. You see Zastapil and Fultz down there with inside position.
Eric had 11 points, 8 rebounds against Berkner. Now he has 3 points. And one more shot coming back into the Kingwood lineup. Heiss. And a brief, and you know it'll be a brief rest for Singletary.
You get the feel that the Wildcats are not playing anywhere near what they're capable of, and yet they're kind of hanging around. You get the feel for it. If you weren't looking at the clock, you think they'd be down by 15, and well, here they are just down by 6.
That one was not saved, and it really started with Nic Wise going up originally for a shot, and then he suddenly saw that Wingfield was open, but he threw him a bullet, and he couldn't catch it. So it results in a turnover, and now Plano has the ball back. 5 turnovers for Plano. It's 3 for Kingwood.
Well, a lot of turnovers last night for the Plano Wildcats, doing a better job taking care of the ball in this game.
Roberson rolls out a 3, and that's knocked away out of bounds by Plano. It was knocked out by Ruth, so it'll be Kingwood's ball. Coming into the Plano lineup, Nathan Christian back in.
Now, the first 4 or 5 minutes of this basketball game, John Roberson did a good job of dribble penetration. Now, the last 8 or 9 minutes, he has just been settling for jump shots without putting any pressure on that Kingwood defense.
Inside 4 minutes in the first half. Nic Wise for 3. Yes.
Yeah, he's special. I mean, he is special. The strength and speed, the ability to spot up, he is legitimate.
Back to a 9-point edge, 28-19. Christian, but it was knocked out of bounds by Heiss. Actually, lucky for Plano that Heiss knocked it because the roof was going their direction.
Well, Joseph Fultz doing a good job keeping his Wildcats in it with a spot-up jump shot, another spot-up jump shot. Good quick release, but I love this drop step over his shoulder, and he is keeping his Wildcats right there with Kingwood, down by 9.
I saved just because we got the twins.
We got discounts we never even knew existed.
State Farm saved new customers an average of $356 last year.
I saved just because he got good grades. I got on statefarm.com at 3 a.m. It was easy savings.
Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
See a Texas State Farm agent for Texas-sized auto discounts up to 40%.
In Texas, playtime is anything but leisurely. And now during Truck Month, we're kicking it up a notch with great deals on our hardest players. There's a Dakota, the only one in its class with a V8 power plus best-in-class towing and overall interior space. And a Durango with Hemi V8 featuring fuel-saving MDS technology and seating for 8. See your Texas Dodge dealer today, because while the good times always roll in Texas, Truck Month won't be playing long. Now at the Texas Truck Stop, get 0% financing for 60 months and make no monthly payments till October on Dakota or Durango.
Well, this is a 9-point lead by Kingwood, and one of the big reasons, well, 2 of them, the 2 we talked about earlier, but Mike Singletary's one. He had 11 points in the first period, And he was all over the place.
Yeah, 11 points, 4 rebounds, hit a couple of three-pointers, was a presence inside, attacked the basket. But you know what? Credit Tom Inman and the Wildcats, because while they were sagging off of him and giving him shots in the first quarter, he has not scored here in the second quarter. So a nice adjustment by Tom Inman. And you see him sitting over on the bench, Mike Singletary.
He still gained a couple of points on the lead because 2 threes by Wise and a basket by Harris. Plano tries to go to Sassfield. It's knocked loose, picked up by Christian and from 12 feet. Sometimes just being in the right spot. Nathan Christian with his first basket. 28-21, 3:12 to go in the first half. Nic Wise uses a screen. The roll-off not usable. Wise tries a 3. He's going to shoot 3 more shots again because the foul is on Roberson.
Yeah, Tom Inman doesn't like that call, but that was absolutely right as Nic Wise was following through. Watch John Roberson hit his shooting arm as he extends it, reaches out, hits it right there on the elbow and keeps him from going up, and that's a good call.
Nic Wise misses the first. He'll have 2 more. When they won the championship last year, they beat DeSoto 54-52. Actually, DeSoto had won it 2 years prior, and then they tried to come back and they lost. But they had a chance to win it. They actually had a couple of 3-point shots that would have won the game. Both missed. And so Nic Wise and his team got to celebrate.
Now compare those numbers to what he did last night, struggling 1 for 7 from the field, 1 for 5 from the 3-point line, 3 points and 0 assists. There's just no way in the world Nic Wise was going to have 2 bad games in a row in the state championships.
30-21, 2:51 to go here in the first half. Zastafield.
Fultz was quadruple teamed by Kingwood.
Roberson just throws it up, hoped to draw a foul, did not. The rebound to Harris. He gets it out to Dondre Wise. Now Nick. Back to Dondre.
Well, Wingfield's open down there, and Dondre is not getting him the ball. Zastafield now doing a good job fronting him.
Good ball movement. Dondre Wise slides in, tries to go left. He can't. The rebound is thrown near the governor. I'm not sure who that was actually going toward. Zastafield thought someone was out there, I guess. There's Governor Perry. Big basketball fan, he and his wife, and almost always is here for at least a couple sessions of the state tournament, both for girls and boys. That was not a political comment. That was just a fact. And I'm sure his opponent would do the same. There you go. Now we're even.
If the opponent was here, we'd point them out also.
That's exactly right. Dondre Wise. Nic Wise back out top again. Minute 54 to go in the half. They're doing this without Singletary. Of course, he's getting a rest, and this is good. If they play out the half without him playing, still hold on to their lead. Nic Wise.
Boy, good.
Tried to alley-oop it, but it was an oops. But it was saved by Christian.
Now, good defense that time by Plano.
That's really a poor possession when you have the ball that long and you don't even get a shot. Skinner with the fall away won't go, and that was a Zastafield climbing the back.
Now Justin Wingfield doing good things out on the court. We saw a good post move. There he's boxing out to Zastafield, got him on his back and just keeps backing him out. And Justin Wingfield, 6'6" senior.
Plano is going to go a little deeper on the bench.
Well, that's a good substitution by Tom Inman. You know, things aren't going to get too much worse. Down by 9, a minute 25 to go. Sit down, Zastafield. Don't let him pick up a cheap third foul here right before halftime. That's good coaching.
Well, you're supposed to put in a guy named Smith or Jones, not Rahul Ramakrishnan. That's hard to say fast. He's the guy that's in the game. False. False from the top of the circle.
Joseph Fultz is telling me to shut up because his shot seems to be working just fine for him. It's that quick release where he pulls those arms back and He's really carrying the Wildcats right now on the offensive end.
30-23 with 51 seconds. DeAndre Wise. Ooh, that was a bit of a pass for Harris.
Yeah.
And rebound comes out to Plano. Look who's got a chance to really close the gap here with the closing seconds. Roberson.
Yeah, good call.
An offensive foul called on Ramakrishnan.
Well, John Roberson, I don't know if he's tired. He doesn't look fatigued at all, but he is not attacking the way he was early in the game. This was a good double team, and there's Wingfield again doing good things. And Kingwood is not a team that is going to overplay out on the wings in their man-to-man defense. They play 97% man-to-man, but it's all a contained man-to-man. They're keeping a cushion in between them and the man with the ball, a little bit of cushion. You're not going to be able to dribble, penetrate in there out of control without some Mustangs setting up for a charge.
Singletary back in the game as they bring the ball down court with Nic Wise making the call. So going for the final shot. 26 seconds left in the first half.
Now watch Singletary. He's off the screen up to the right corner of your screen, and Nic Wise will dribble, penetrate, and watch Singletary come flashing into the picture.
There's no count because the defense isn't close enough. Now they'll have to get a count. 8 seconds. Nic Wise going to try to create something right here. His brother hits a three. How about that? Keeping it in the family.
Yeah, that's a great way to go into the locker room for the Kingwood Mustangs.
It is halftime, and they have the largest lead they have had. 10 points at the intermission.
Yeah, Wise to Wise.
That would be a wise move, right?
Yes,
Kingwood 33, Plano 23 at the intermission. We're going to be going back to the studio to update all the other activities with Rick Renner that's been going around in the big Saturday of sports. And then we'll be back with more in just a moment.
For one burger to satisfy hungry Texans for 30 years, you know it's gotta be good. And there's no better tasting burger anywhere in the state than DQ's Texas Original Hunger Buster. It's a quarter pound of 100% pure beef, grilled to juicy perfection and topped with fresh favorites however you like them. No matter how hungry you are or how you like your Hunger Buster, one thing's for sure, DQ just tastes better.
DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
When it comes to the daily grind, nobody works it harder than Texas. But during Dodge Truck Month, you won't break a sweat getting a deal on the longest-lasting full-size pickups. There's a Ram 1500 with heavy power and 20-inch wheels, Ram Mega Cab with a bigger interior than Ford and Chevy, and a Ram Heavy Duty with the legendary Cummins Turbo Diesel. Get to your Texas Dodge dealer today, because while the daily grind never lets up, Truck Month won't last long. Now at the Texas Truck Stop, get 0% financing for 60 months and make no monthly payments till October on Ram trucks.
Save up to 80% by buying Factory Direct. The Jewelry Exchange also imports their diamonds direct. No one sells for less. Compare this designer chain store's 91-point platinum ring for $5,200 with our 1-carat using perfectly matched diamonds for $1,500. Circle of Love pendants are $89. 3-stone tennis bracelets are $169. 2-carat $349. And 1-carat studs are $399. Only the Jewelry Exchange guarantees all their jewelry to appraise for double. Buy Factory Direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Dallas.
Baby, I love your way.
Wendy's double.
Make it two.
Lettuce, tomato.
But just a few.
Skip the mayo. Extra cheese.
Fresh.
Not frozen. No onions, please.
Shomo.
Extra lettuce.
Wendy's fresh.
Not that nasty. Shredded mess.
I want a single, no a double. No, a triple with cheese. Ooh, baby, I love your way.
Extra pickle, my triple.
Ketchup, mustard.
Please.
Your burger. Any way you want it, every way you want it.
Every way.
At Wendy's.
And welcome back to our halftime studios at FSN. Right now, Plano's got a tough uphill battle in the second half, down 10 to the defending state champs, the Mustangs, in control. And welcome back to our FSN studios. I'm Rick Renner. We'll get you back out to the second half in just a moment. But first, let's get you caught up on some of the other action on Championship Saturday at the Texas State Capitol. The boys 4A state championship game, an all-Dallas Metroplex affair between Fort Worth Dunbar and defending champ South Oak Cliff. That's Darrell Arthur. He can get up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Early in the third, Arthur The rebound up ahead to Ronnie Morgan and a tasty strawberry jam. It's 45-30 Sock. Under 2 minutes to play. Sock's Fred Gerson with the steal. Arthur, one final dunk to end the career on. If they had that NBA rule like they did in the past, he'd go right to the NBA. That kid's unbelievable. 21 points, 76-58 Sock makes it defending state championships. In boys 3A, Carrollton Ranchview, which is right next to my house, ready to do their thing against Dallas Roosevelt. Ranchview starts the second half off hot. Jeremy Drell Burton doing his thing. Coach Stanford Hill not thrilled, but he would get his boys to fight back. Vincent McNeil Jr. pushing it up. Robinson another three. 39-32 Roosevelt. Ranchview coughed the ball up 26 times. Danny Hogan intercepts over to McNeil Jr., and that's as good as done. Part of a 26-5 run. Roosevelt, they win it 61-45. They go from unranked to number 1. And coming up tonight after the game on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report, we'll have all the action from Dallas as the women crown their queen and champion. The men's final is set in Big 12 play. Plus, we'll go to Kissimmee, Florida, surprise Arizona for spring fling baseball. Cowboys and Texans busy in free agency and so much more. Join Emily Jones and myself. And then at midnight, our high school scoreboard live wrap-up show. We will have all the other state title games for your viewing pleasure. We'll have highlights, reaction, and so much more. The second half action is coming up in the 5A game. We'll see you later. Enjoy it.
I saved just because we got the twins.
We got discounts we never even knew existed.
State Farm saved new customers an average of $356 last year.
I saved just because he got good grades. I got on StateFarm.com at 3 a.m. It was easy savings.
Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
See a Texas State Farm agent for Texas-sized auto discounts up to 40%.
I'm really an anti-dollarweed kind of guy. Dollarweed has to be the biggest problem with St. Augustine grass. I've tried other products, but the one that works best is Scott's Bonus S, and that's all I use religiously every spring and fall. Bonus S not only kills the dollarweed, it also feeds the lawn. Look how lush this lawn is. I bet you can't even see my hand. Can you see my hand? People drive by, and they'll stop and compliment me on my lawn. It's beautiful. It's like a carpet. Scott's Bonus S. The weeds are gone.
It's beautiful.
Some things we just can't help you with. But if you need a tux for the prom, we have rentals starting at just $50. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Good morning, Mr. Laws.
Close, but no CEO. CTS and the 400 horsepower CTS-V. Breakthrough. Visit your San Antonio Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer. Residency restrictions apply.
The defending state champions from Kingwood lead 33-23 at the half over the Plano Wildcats. And this, of course, will wrap up the high school section, basketball at least, for the 2005-06 season with this game, because we had a whole bunch of other championships played today. Charles Breithaupt, who's the athletic director for the UIL and one of the big men in charge of all of this stuff all year round, has been very, very busy. But this is actually the end of, I guess, an era that we've known for the last few years, because next year there'll be a few changes in the actual tournament here in Austin. Tell us about it.
Well, let me first say thanks to our staff for such a great tournament this year, for all our hard work throughout the year. Daryl Beasley, who's our tournament director, Rachel Harrison, who ran our girls tournament last weekend, Dr. Mark Cousins, Peter Contreras, Karen Day, and Kim Rogers, our public information director. They helped put this together, and they've helped us develop a format for next year, which will include 6 games per day, a total of 18 games, which is a new format for us at the UIL.
Okay, explain exactly what it will mean and why it was done.
Well, we did that basically because there were 355 schools in Conference A. We split it into Division I and Division II, small school, large school, and we decided to bring their semifinal games from a regional format into the state tournament, thus additional games here in Austin.
So that means basically what we were doing here before was the Texas Cup. And I know some of the coaches, it was okay if they won, but if they lost it, they felt bad because they knew they were champions, and yet they ended on a losing note.
Well, you're exactly right, and I think that's why the school superintendent saw fit to change that format. We didn't want a team losing after they won a state championship the prior day. We think that the new format will work out well, and there will be a lot of basketball for the fans who really love that.
You know, realignment comes up every couple of years, and the biggest thing has to be the changeability of our population bases in this state, because you got teams going from 4A to 5A and so on and so forth every year.
Well, you're exactly right. The changing demographics in Texas with 1,300 high schools. We had 21 new high schools added into our alignment from 2004, so it causes some changes. We have to shuffle the deck, so to speak, and what we've done, we do that every 2 years so that we have a fair and equitable opportunity for all of our schools.
You know, I know one of the teams that shows how quickly you can come is San Antonio Warren. They were in the finals, both girls and boys, and that's only 4 years old.
Well, that's correct, and we have Carrollton Creekview, who played in the state championship game today, who's in their first graduating class.
That is an amazing thing, but that's just the changeability of the whole state of Texas, something that you've got to be very, very busy with every year.
Well, we are, and again, thanks to our staff and for all of our schools for the cooperation that they've shown. We thank our school superintendents who make the rules, and we thank so many people who've supported this tournament and all of our other state championships throughout the year.
I know those guys that make those rules are happy about those people who administrate them. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Charles Breithout, the athletic director of the UIL, has been with us. We'll be back. Reed will join me. We'll recap some of the first half and get the second half underway in just a moment.
From Avacor Hair Regrowth, there's today's Avacor with Boost that gives you visibly thicker hair with the first application. With today's Avacor, you get twice the benefits.
Thinning hair results from toxic degeneration of the hair follicle. Avacor targets the hair follicle to reverse hair loss, improve blood flow, and stimulate new hair growth.
But don't just take our word for it.
I decided to fight back. I tried Avacor because they give a money-back guarantee. In just 3 months, my hair came back. I was amazed.
Well, I'm 72 years old, and I can tell you honestly, I have a fuller, healthier head of hair now than I did when I was 18 years old. Avacor really worked.
And remember, Avacor Boost will improve your hair's appearance the day you receive your order.
Call now and find out how you can get 3 months of Avacor free with your order. Call 800-285-9041. That's 800-285-9041. 800-285-9041.
Beyond the icons, beyond the stories, beneath the scriptures, lies the truth about the secrets of the Bible. Dare to uncover how major events in the Bible really unfolded using the latest forensic technology. Investigate the truth behind the Bible's biggest mysteries on Science of the Bible. Wednesdays on the National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
Experience the sensation of live horse racing and join the fun. TVG brings home the very best races from around the country. Up to 10 races an hour, 7 days a week. Exclusive tracks including Belmont, Churchill Downs, Saratoga, Del Mar, Hollywood Park, and more. For breathtaking moments, guaranteed thrills, the best races, the best tracks. Join TVG, your home for heart-pounding action. TVG, interactive horse racing.
Next week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period, Memphis coach John Calipari. How important is it to be a #1 seed in the big dance? Next week at 10:30.
Kingwood, the defending champs, lead at 33-23 at the intermission. Greg Lucas here along with Reed Geddes, and it was really both quarters were Kingwood's, although not as much in the second. They got what they needed from their two big guys.
Yeah, two guys we talked about. Nic Wise was terrific in the first half. So was Mike Singletary, and really that's what we expected coming in. Nic Wise had 14 points in the first half. He was 3 of 5 from behind the line, but the first quarter was all Mike Singletary. 11 points in the first quarter, and Kingwood really had a great momentum boost with Dondre Wise hitting a jump shot heading into the locker room, and I'll tell you what, Plano's in pretty good position because they did not play particularly well, and yet they're right in this game. Joseph Fultz had over half of the points for the Plano Wildcats, had 12 of the 23 points, and really put the team on his back and carried him offensively. But I think Tom Inman's in there saying, hey, look, we didn't play very good.
Yeah.
We look at the scoreboard, we're still in this thing. Let's come out and just play a little bit better, and boy, we got a chance to go home with a state championship.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than let's say being behind by 10 and know you played extremely well. Well, they didn't. Let's take a look at the numbers. You'll see the shooting percentages, not superb, certainly, but at the same time, I guess the big difference I see is points off turnovers. Humble really got them and ran with them, and that helped them get some easy baskets.
Well, and the big stat that jumps out at me, look at the rebounds. Plano with a +6 advantage over Humble, and that was Fultz down there and a couple other guys hitting the boards. And again, to only be down by 10, Plano is in a good position to come out here. They need to attack quickly. They need to have a good start. And I look for John Roberson to have a better third quarter than he did in the second quarter.
Well, you also noticed the free throws. That's not a surprise. Kingwood does go to the line. They attack the basket and get fouled a lot, and they did in the first half. They lead by 10. We'll be back with the second half.
When it comes to the daily grind, nobody works it harder than Texas. But during Dodge Truck Month, you won't break a sweat getting a deal on the longest-lasting full-size pickups. There's a Ram 1500 with Hemi Power and 20-inch wheels, Ram Mega Cab with a bigger interior than Ford and Chevy, and a Ram Heavy Duty with the legendary Cummins Turbo Diesel. Get to your Texas Dodge dealer today, because while the daily grind never lets up, Truck Month won't last long. Now at the Texas Truck Stop, get 0% financing for 60 months and make no monthly payments till October on Ram trucks.
Buffalo Wild Wings introduces 4 new sauces. Sauce fans rejoice.
Jason from California.
Kathy, Michigan.
Today, thousands of people will go to Progressive.com, where they'll get their quote for car insurance and see what other people have been quoted as well. Whether Progressive is the highest or the lowest, you'll see it all. Go to Progressive.com, because the more you know, the easier it is to make a smart decision.
Game day to me means passion, emotion, and especially energy. And I think you feed off of that going on to the field. Everybody stands up, and you just get that warm feeling through your body, and everybody's into it. You feed off of that, and I'm sure that they feed off of us.
Pick your favorite game day to come see Kevin and the Rangers with individual game tickets now on sale. Check the schedule of giveaways, fireworks nights, and big games at TexasRangers.com or 817-273-5100.
Every day is game day.
It is nighttime at the University of Texas. Texas Tower and the Fountain as we're just about set for the second half of action. The cheerleaders are certainly pumped. The game that was played immediately preceding us was very thrilling. That was the 4A game. And this 5A championship game has been every bit as much, too. In fact, a few more points at halftime. Plano's total is still projecting to be low, but Kingwood perhaps could get to the 70 range, and Plano's going to pump it up, I think, in the second half. Moving to the right in the second half, in the maroon is Plano. And Fultz is just going to turn this maroon in for the other maroon next year. Texas A&M passes it off. Zastapil. And now we're watching, as always is the case, the adjustments the coaches made at halftime. That was well done.
Left
Foul
elbow.
part.
Yeah. Lawrence Mann hooked the defender with his left elbow. Watch that left elbow come around the back of Trevin Harris. That's good officiating and a good call.
Well, the play was set up well. It's just that part. I mean, they had the court spread. They got the ball to him in a spot where he might have been able to do something with it. But he violated the rule. Now Singletary, this is the thing that's good about Singletary too. It's hard to pack in on him because when you pack in on him, he'll just come out and play outside.
Now here's the first adjustment coming out of the locker room at halftime. Plano's playing a zone, and they're acting like they want to do a zone trap. Those guards keep sneaking up, and Kingwood content to hold the ball out here at half court and try to make Plano play man-to-man.
Well, that's when you got the 10-point lead.
No shot clock in high school, so at some point, Tom Inman's going to have to say, okay, let's go man-to-man, and here they are.
Did he push off or did he flop?
Yeah, he did.
He pushed off.
Sure did.
And that was a bad place to do it. High School Scoreboard Live is back on FSN Southwest. Tune in tonight as we take a look back at all the UIL tournament and state championship action. The High School Scoreboard Live tonight at 11:30 only on FSN Southwest. So all those other games that we aren't showing you live, bang!
Yeah,
Here we go.
That's what Plano needed. John Roberson 1 for 8 in the first half, just 1 for 5 behind the line, and he's a kid that can put up a lot of points in a hurry.
Singletary low, over man. No, follow, yes, Heiss. Back to a 10-point lead, or 9-point lead.
What a beautiful
Won't go
move.
down. Blocked from behind as he went up, and it was slapped away, man's attempt.
Now, hopefully for the Wildcats, this shot will get John Roberson going. That's a nice stroke, but coming out of the locker room, the guy with the most energy on the floor right now is Lawrence Mann for Plano, and Tom Inman certainly getting his kids' attention at halftime. He's got them attacking the basket. Every player that grabs the ball, this time Zestapil attacking the goal.
Singletary's going to take a break because he has a foul problem. That's 3 when he fouled on the other end. That push off. Really bad because it was on a spread court. It wasn't even an underneath the basket type game. Roberson!
Yeah, here he goes.
Well, he's the guy that had to get going to get them back. They're back. It's 35-29. Wise. Look at that. Wise.
Boy, shooting across his body, going away from the basket. Now, these point guards, I bet they go at each other the entire second half.
Roof gets it off to Roberson. Can't screen through the... Oh, nice help on the defense that blocked that away. The Wises teamed up. Now Fultz gets a step, drops it on the baseline. Little spin shot will go by Roof.
Yeah, what an athletic move by the 6-foot senior Tyler Roof, and a good pass from Joseph Fultz.
37-31.
Boy, a lot more intensity here in the second half.
Nic Wise. Andre Wise slips it inside. Heiss finds Nick. Missing the 3, and Fultz has it knocked away, but knocked away from behind him by Heiss, and it's going to be Plano's ball.
Well, John Roberson and Nic Wise trading baskets, going at each other, and watch this going away from the basket across his body off of the wrong foot. And, terrific body control by Nic Wise.
Skinner and Christian are into the lineup for Plano. Nathan Christian is number 2 as he had the ball and gave it back. Now Skinner. Fultz. Hand off to Roberson, trying to work behind the screen, throws it up, and he may get 3 shots. He was fouled. And it's on Nic Wise.
Watch the lower body. Nic Wise reaches out and pushes him on the hip, just enough to spin him off balance. And John Roberson did a good job drawing the ref's attention to the foul.
Roberson, as told you earlier, transfer from Florida. He played a couple of years in the state tournament in Florida, and he mother moved into the area, and he is a Plano Wildcat, and he's been quite an acquisition for this team.
That's a nice move, and you show up on campus in August, and John Roberson standing at your door saying, "I'd like to come play for you." And you say, "Okay." I think that sounds good. I asked Tom Inman if he's going to move back, and he said, "Over my dead body."
37-33. It's a 4-point game, which means one thing. It's anyone's game. Nic Wise off the screen. Oh, baby, there's 3 more. Nic Wise.
Landon Skinner is going to have to help John Roberson on that on-the-ball screen for Nic Wise. You're going to have to step out and contest it. If you're going to go behind the screen, Nic has the ability just to pull up.
False with the miss. Long rebound tracked down by Christian. Hand off to Roberson. Flip pass into Zastapil. He's got a double, so he gives it off to Christian, who runs into 3. Offensive foul.
Good defense, D'Andre Wise.
And we have a timeout with 3:40 to go in period 3. It's Kingwood 40, Plano 33 in the 5A championship game.
For one burger to satisfy hungry Texans for 30 years, you know it's gotta be good. And there's no better tasting burger anywhere in the state than DQ's Texas Original Hunger Buster. It's a quarter pound of 100% pure beef, grilled to juicy perfection and topped with fresh favorites however you like them. No matter how hungry you are or how you like your Hunger Buster, one thing's for sure, DQ just tastes better. DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
Ready to live your sports fantasy? Enter the Kia FSN Southwest All-Access Sweepstakes. Visit any of your 8 local Dallas-Fort Worth Kia retailers before March 30th. Test drive a new Kia and earn a chance to win. 1 winner and 3 guests will join the FSN production team during the broadcast of a pro basketball game in Dallas. See the press box and get behind the scenes for a live sporting event. You'll also enjoy the game and dinner from the FSN Luxury Suite. Test drive a Kia and enter today.
As a coach, there's not much work I have to do except just get the ball in his hands, and he does a great job. He's going to bring the ball up under control. He's going to get it to the right people. It's real tough to come out and get us with a guy like Nic Wise at the helm because he sees the open floor, or he can push it past the guys that are defending him.
Yeah, he's seen the open rim in this game. He's got 19 points with 3:40 to go in the third period. 19 is how many he scored last year and winning the MVP of this championship game.
Well, Royce Hoosman with some humility there, saying there's not much coaching I have to do. Well, anybody who has played against his Mustangs knows that's not true. They are as well coached as anybody in the state of Texas, and the same can be said for the Plano Wildcats. What a job Tom Inman has done there.
There's Mr. Wise. Roberson is on him right. Oh, look at the spin move. Look at that ball control, but he couldn't finish it. Everything except the finish. Here comes Pulse. Christian Pulse dumps it to the front row of the camera crew down there behind the basket. This is your battle right here. These two guys, Roberson 21 and Wise 13, guarding each other. And Winkfield hits his first basket of the second half. He has 5. Leads back up to 9.
If we give an unsung hero in this game, it may be Justin Winkfield.
Yeah, but he couldn't stop Zastapil on the other end. Eric with his second basket of the game. He's got 6. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. Winkfield on top. Pass intercepted, taken away by Christian. Zastapil making a move, and he's fouled as he goes to the free throw line.
Well, double team down there on Eric Zastapil and turning away from it. But look at all the white shirts. 1, 2. You see D'Andre Wise down in there. A lot of attention, and Zastapil just stepping through that double team.
He's going to West Point, so I'm sure he'll be playing for the Cadets next year. He has 7 points, 4 rebounds. It's 42-37.
what a good quarter for the Plano Wildcats. Out of that locker room down by 10 to the defending state champions, and came out with a lot of energy here in the third quarter.
Andre Wise leaves it short, but it's kept alive back out to Nick. Nick says, okay.
Royce Husman is holding his hands up saying, oh, yeah, that's a good shot.
Well, he wasn't kidding you when he was talking about Nick. There's the ball deflected to Andre Wise. And Andre's being wrestled by Skinner. Fouls on Skinner. No shots. It'll be inbound.
Well, I don't know if you can see it, but up at the top of your screen, see if you can see Royce Husman. Yeah, he's standing there with his hands up saying, three-pointer. Yeah, that's a big basket.
45-37. Nickel inbound. Gets it back.
Good pass.
And a basket on the other side on the assist pass. That was the basket for Harris. And the lead is back to 10. Roof. Kingwood's been impressive because Plano's had a few runs closing the gap, but then Kingwood right back up to 10.
Well, they are daring Christian to take that jump shot, sagging back into the lap of Joseph Fultz, taking away that pass. Look at Andre Wise back in there, just not allowing Fultz to get the ball down at the post.
Zastapil missed so badly it was taken easily by Fultz. And bang! A three. Roberson. Boy, he's had a strong quarter. He's got 3 threes in this quarter, 4 in the game. And he's keeping them close within 7. Singletary is going to come back into the game for Kingwood. Nic Wise over to his brother Dondre. He's looking at wing. He's kind of a point forward almost over there. Harris and Nick. 34 seconds left. Ooh. Wise spins around the defense. 30 seconds left in the period. Harris. Last time Kingwood took this long with the ball, they ended up not getting a shot. That's not what they want here. 16 seconds left.
They're just waiting too late to start that. I'd started at 15 instead of 8.
All right, it starts at 8. Nic Wise is going to have to give it up. Heiss, a long shot. See, they got a shot, but was that a shot? Your center from 30 feet? Not really, but they hold on to the lead. It's Kingwood 47, Plano 40. We have played 3 quarters, 8 more minutes to go, and we'll crown a 5A champ.
Fox Reality is the place to party, and the stars are out full force to celebrate the launch of Reality Remix.
It's a reality party.
Join host Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
For the show that puts you in the mix. Covering the world of reality with recaps, previews, features.
Outstanding.
One show, twice nightly, endless buzz.
Enjoy the alcohol, filming everything.
Reality Remix, a Fox Reality original.
A lot of reflection and soul-searching went into this decision. So it is with great excitement that I announce my commitment to Fox College Sports.
Reggie, do you deny that you receive over 800 live college events?
Let's just say it's gonna look mighty nice on my 52-inch widescreen.
To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS.
The complete nightly newscast dedicated to your hometown teams. The Busch Light Southwest Sports Report, nightly at 10 or after the game.
This one is 47-40 as we begin the 4th quarter of the 5A championship. In the 4A game, South Oak Cliff won their 2nd championship in a row and about their 4th or 5th overall. They win it with a very aggressive team and also a team that had the size advantage. That was some of it right there.
Yeah, that's the big, shady Darrell Arthur, McDonald All-American, still non-committed. The only McDonald All-American out there. College is still chasing.
He had 21 points in that game, was the MVP. The bench point's a big story. Also the fact that score a little larger than the normal lead, except they did pretty much have the game in hand throughout the way. They were just too big for Dunbar for the most part, and a little bit of talent they had too.
Interesting. Plano has done a great job.
Nic Wise for 3 more. He was body Englishing that one in. He's got 25 points.
Start to say what a great job Plano has done on Mike Singletary. 11 points in the first quarter, has not scored since then, but boy, since that point on, Nic Wise dominating this basketball game.
Yeah, Singletary got himself in some foul difficulties, playing with 3, and so he sat out quite a bit. But that again, Singletary had to get him the win offensively yesterday, and now Wise is trying to do it this time. Oh man, we got some pushing and shoving. Pulse goes to the baseline. Has to dish it back out top. Man. Fall away by Fall. Whoa. He's looked pretty doggone good in this game. He's got 12.
Yeah, I'm going to go with another Razorback. I'm taking back the Sidney Moncrief. As I watch him play, it's Darrell Walker he reminds me of. Same body type, same shot, got that elbow out, same haircut.
Yeah, he does. They use some similar. Nic Wise does miss. Singletary trying to draw a foul on a shot. Didn't get it. They're just going to say he threw it out of bounds. Needless to say, the Kingwood fans say, huh?
I'll take a look again and see if he gets pushed in that lower body. Actually, he got away with a push down in there. I don't think Kingwood fans want the officials to go to the monitors to review that play.
That was one of those. We won't call anything on anybody.
That was a good no.
6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. It is a 50-42 Kingwood lead. Roberson, who has 14 points. Roof, dump pass, low, nice pass, and the basket. The basket goes to Man. He's got 5, and it's down to 6, the lead.
All that play started with a good pass out of the double team by Eric Zastapil.
Singletary got a little bit careless with the basketball. Almost had it taken away on the hustle by Man, but it goes out of bounds.
There's this pass out of the double team by Zastapil, and then Roof with a beautiful bounce pass down there to Lawrence Mann. Lawrence Mann has had a good basketball game here in this state championship game.
Kingwood to inbound, and Nic Wise brings it up. They're almost staring each other's eyes. Nic Wise now makes a nifty move behind the back. Hangs it off into the corner, no shot. They'll try it again. Nick says, well, that was pretty fancy. We didn't get anything out of it. Let's try something else. Might have traveled. Drew the foul. And the way he drew it was by sneaking through, snaking through, and not hitting direct.
Yeah, nothing fancy going on right now. This is just the Nic Wise show. They are spreading the floor out, putting Mustangs in every corner of the court, and just allowing Nic Wise to do his thing. And he is.
He certainly is.
26 points.
Well, 26 points. 3 assists.
You got 3-point field goal shooting, 6 for 10. Wow.
The lead is back to 8, 52-44 with 5:40 to play.
Plano just can't seem to get over the hump. They fight and claw and scratch and get it within 3 or 4, and all of a sudden you look up and it's back to 8.
Roof, and he is fouled. He got behind the defense, and Dondre Wise tapped him, not so lightly.
Tapped him?
Well,
I hope you don't ever tap me.
Roof will be at the free throw line.
Well, Tyler Roof, a 6-foot senior. Well, Tom Inman's squad just kind of keeps hanging around.
Roof's in one of those situations where the guy on the sidelines coming in for him, and didn't disrupt his concentration. He concentrated and got that one down. Christian is in the game now. 52-46 with 5:27, and it appears a timeout has been called. 5:27 left in the game. Kingwood on top by 6. Boy, now every possession, every strategic move, and every move by the players is magnified. Nic Wise in this game has 26 points, but how about just in this half? He has been unconscious.
Yeah, good recognition by Kingwood. In the first half, it was Mike Singletary, and Nic Wise deferred to Singletary, got him the ball, was looking to get him scoring opportunities, and Singletary got in a little bit of foul trouble, and ever since then, boy, it has been the Nic Wise show. He has been absolutely outstanding. And this is the situation in the game that Royce Husman was talking about in that clip. Right now, it's hard to make adjustments if you're the Plano Wildcats. I mean, do you really want to go to a full court press and try to trap Nic Wise? He's so good at pushing the ball up the floor. And now once Kingwood gets a lead, it is very difficult to make Kingwood play your game as long as Nic Wise is on the floor and controlling the ball.
Well, Kingwood is also a very good free throw shooting team. Neither of these teams really do much pressing. Both coaches admitted we don't do that much. We play just tight, on your shirt, man-to-man defense most of the time. And you'll see there's a couple of guys. Well, of course, Heist playing way out top, the pivot man. They're trying to get the ball down low. And a travel is going to be called on.
Good defense by John Roberson. John Roberson down there, 5'11", giving up 4 or 5 inches to Dondre Wise. And I bet he's given up about 40 or 50 pounds, and Kingwood trying to isolate Roberson down there. And the fella did a good job defending the post.
The lead could be cut in half or more with a three. Robertson. Right now it's a 52-46. That would have cut it in half, but it's tracked down by timeout whistled actually by Wise. I think he thought he was going to be in trouble. Tonight after the game on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report, lots going on. A complete recap of all the high school state championship games. Action from the Big 12 men and women tournament. And Astros and Rangers exhibition baseball. Reed was working the, I guess the A&M Texas game today. That was some game, men's game, that I got to be honest, right near halftime, I thought, oh, well, this is Texas going to win this game. And then I had to admit, I flipped off for a while. And then I came back and it was tied.
That kind of stimulating analysis going on in that game. Why would you click it off? Now, Billy Gillespie and his Texas A&M Aggies are excited about Joseph Fultz.
Yeah, he'll be there. A lot of people in the Yankees excited about basketball because more than likely with that performance today, that should surely get them into the tournament. Here's the 5A way these teams got here. Humble Kingwood beat San Antonio Warren. Plano beat Richardson Berkner. Both of those games, not much scoring. The pace was a lot slower than this one. And several of the players that have had big games here didn't. Harris back into the game. Winfield is in the corner. Singletary has this capability, but he's got to be careful because this is what I'm talking about.
Boy, look at him hustle for that loose ball. Wow.
I think the whistle's broke.
My
It's going to be tie ball game, and it's going to go to Plano.
Talk about bodies on the floor. Watch everybody go after this. Started with a nice double team by Zastapil, and man, everybody's diving on that floor. Boy.
That's called getting to know your opponent.
Now's no time for Kingwood to get casual with the ball, and Royce Husman knows that he got to protect that ball because the Wildcats are coming.
Well, yeah, and this is the tough part because you really have to play the same way you did when you got here, but a lot of that is dictated, it's changed because of what the defense starts doing differently. Zastapil. Big guy can't get it down. The tap won't go, but the rebound by Mann, and he almost got a possible three-point play. The foul's going to be on Harris.
Now, Trevin Harris actually had position on Mann, and Mann went over his back without fouling him. Just the long arms of Lawrence Mann able to corral that offensive rebound.
Mann at the line.
Oh, he didn't take much time thinking about that free throw.
He's 1 for 3 in this game. 10 for 12 for Plano on the line, and they miss them both. Zastapil, though, tears it off and gets it back out to Fultz. The swing around to Roberson. Mann slid past the double team, rolled it off, and a rebound taken off by Kingwood. That was Winkfield. Winkfield, a senior, battling in his final game, wearing the blue and white.
Comes the half-court trap.
How do you dribble through it? Well, he can, but the ball goes off his hands after deflection, and it's going to be Plano's ball again. We're going to take a break with 3:26 to go. This game is obviously going down to the wire. Kingwood holds on to that 6-point edge.
You know
We're in the capital of Texas, Austin. The Kingwood Mustang fans. Hold on. Plano fans have not given up. They have a chance to cut it to 4 or less.
Wildcats staying in this basketball game by the rebounding. Look at the offensive numbers.
Those extra shots. Here's Fultz. Zastapil. Well, they are bigger. Plano does have a larger club by a little bit. Mann lost control. Zastapil can't get it up. And finally, there's a foul. Or was it just knocked out of bounds? Let's see.
Yeah, nice job passing out of that double team by Zastapil, and Mann just took one dribble that he shouldn't have taken. He should have just kept stepping to the basket, but again, the offensive rebounding of the Plano Wildcats.
It was a foul on Winkfield. Zastapil will go to the line 1 plus the bonus. Zastapil, if he gets them both, will be in double figures on the scoreboard, and his team would be within 4. It happens anyway.
Offensive rebounding, the story of the fourth quarter.
And that was kind of unavoidable as Christian was riding on the back of Wise. Christian picks up the personal.
Nic Wise slamming the ball to the court in frustration with his teammates. Tom Inman should be proud of the way his Wildcats have hung in here.
Team foul situation, 7 on Kingwood, but only 5 on Plano, so Kingwood's still not shooting.
Well, it's hard to keep the ball out of his hands.
He dribbles through double teams and triple teams, and then it's your other guys have got to be able to take that pass after you do that and do something with it. Well, this time Dondre Wise is fouled. Foul is on Fultz. That's team foul 6. So now both teams shoot the rest of the way as Tom Inman, the head coach of Plano, is going to call a timeout. His assistants are Phil Parlin and Jeff Vines. As you see Fultz head over toward the bench. Right, Royce Husman's assistants are John Castles, Dominic Amorosa, and Rusty Odom.
And this play, Jermaine Diaz. Jermaine tries a 3. It's off the back rim high. The rebound comes down. Picked off by Bell. He throws it out, but it's too late. And the Kingwood Mustangs are the champions of the state of Texas.
That's what happened last year. As you can see, they had a chance to lose twice with a couple of 3-point shots. The second one was a little bit late, actually. It wouldn't have counted anyway, but they were straight on shots without hands in the face, but neither one fell. Kingwood won it. They had to hold off to do it. They may have the same problem here as their lead has been cut to 4.
Now, one of the things we have not talked much about in the second half has been the defensive effort by Dondre Wise. While his brother's providing the offense, he's been providing the defense. He and Justin Winkfield, who you're there looking at. Remember, at halftime, Joseph Fultz had 12 of Plano's 23 points. Here we are with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Joseph Fultz with just 14 points. And so a terrific defensive adjustment by Royce Husman and great execution on the defensive end by Dondre Wise.
Well, the Plano Wildcats in this fourth quarter have only allowed 5 points, and Wise has all of them. And there's a foul trouble starting to be a factor. Certainly, if the game would get tied and go to overtime, it would be could be a factor. But right now, with only 2:38 to go, may not be.
Yeah, unless Plano's starting to foul. The next foul will be 1-1.
Yeah, both teams will be in the 1-1 on
Setting
all
up
fouls.
Half-court trap. Yeah, but they're going to have to take away that pass. This trap isn't working very well. There's a Fultz just running back and forth. They're going to have to come out and match up.
Clock is to 2:18. The lead is 4.
Oh, Nic Wise just so fast. You think in this situation, don't ever let him catch the ball, but his upper body strength and the ability to separate from the defender, he is tough to deny.
He's putting on a show here, but
it's like a Harlem Globetrotter exhibition.
Even shows sometimes end. That's why it's right to get rid of the ball. Andre Wise back to Nick. Minute 52. You can see the official will start the clock, and then he'll end it when the penetration has been made, or whatever the grab it looked like. No foul.
Goodness. They got to try to do something different.
He finds his teammate. And a foul on Christian. Let's just put it this way.
Wow.
There is absolutely no doubt that if Kingwood wins this game, who wins the MVP? There is no doubt.
Tom Inman's got to come up with something, because right now this just looks like an exhibition game, and what a dribbling display by Nic Wise. They got to try to do something to get the ball out of his hands, although don't ask me what it would be, because I'm not sure how you'd go about doing it. Curly Neal, we need someone whistling. Can you whistle Sweet Georgia Brown? I'd try, but I'd spit all over my mic, so I'll just mention it.
Well, he's got to be breathing hard, I would imagine.
I guess so.
What a performance. And again, if they hold on and win, it would seem to be a certain that he's going to be a 2-time championship game MVP. That puts him into the, well, I would assume at some point it'll put him in the Texas Basketball Hall of Fame.
Wow, that's pretty lofty, partner.
Well, hey, you get 2 MVPs and 2 titles. I'd say that's
pretty lofty company.
Well, here's the 2 repeat champs. Now, the interesting thing is there have only been 2 that did not repeat, and one's got kind of an asterisk behind it. The one that won a game, won a championship, and then lost the next year was Port Arthur. In 57, they won. 58, they lost. Houston Wheatley also counts for that, but the asterisk is they'd already won 3 in a row, and then they lost a chance in the 4th one to Cy-Fair back in 1971.
Yeah, what a run that was by the Wheatley Wildcats.
Everybody else who has defended has won.
That's interesting. That surprised me when you told me that as I came in. And Kingwood trying to become the 11th program to repeat as state champions in the state of Texas.
Again, we're talking about 5A or the equivalent highest level. As we go back farther, it wasn't always the same way. We are not talking about the 4As and 3As and 2As, because obviously there's some other schools in there. 52-48 with 1:37 to go. Nic Wise missed the front end, and that could be big. Not only do you have to be good, you have to be perfect. He wasn't perfect. He missed a free throw. Here's Roberson for a long 3. Oh, yes!
Oh, what a shot. John Roberson. Woo-hoo! Boy, that was ice-cold shot. He stepped back, and he was a good 4 steps behind that three-point line. Look how far back he is. Zastapil doing a good job holding that screen. Nic Wise went behind it. Watch him go behind the screen, and Zastapil turns and sticks his rear end into Wise and creates separation. Man, what a jump shot by John Roberson. Ooh.
Well, another candidate for MVP, certainly, with a 1-point game, 1:24 to play.
You talked about the importance of late in the game of dancing with who brung you. Well, sure is a risk by Kingwood. Run all that time off of the clock, get fouled, and not convert the free throw. What a decision Royce Hoofman has right now. Do you go ahead and keep trying to dribble the clock out, risk another foul, or go ahead and get into your offensive set and try to score? Boy, decision time for the Kingwood Mustangs.
Well, yeah, and of course the factor of the three-point shot enters into this too, because even if they score a basket, they decide to score and they get 2 points. Well, that basket there means that Plano can come down and tie.
And how resilient has this Plano Wildcat basketball team been here today? You just feel like they've never quite played up to their potential. And here they are, down by 1 with 1:24 to go. John Roberson, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 for 10. He has been the spark plug in the second half.
All right, we're just about set to put the ball in play.
Well, I'd go double team Nic Wise right now. Double team him and see if you can keep him from getting it. They're going to foul him immediately, I would think.
He doesn't even have a second guard in the backcourt. Now he's going to try to dribble left by himself, and he does.
Yeah,
he gets around Roberson. The pass is strung back outside to Harris. Now Wise. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Wise moves by Root and is fouled. Well, they've tried it again. But again, once again, we've got that potential three-point differential. So even if he does hit both, Plano has the ball back.
Now, one-man press break. He is just so difficult to take the ball out of his hands. You'll see Roof doing a good job, doing everything he can do to make him give up the ball.
The first is there.
Big time Nic Wise.
It is a 2-point lead with 1:08.
Now with 28 points and none bigger than this shot.
He rolled it home. It's a 3-point game with 1:05.
Well, you certainly do not have to have a three-pointer if you're Plano.
Roberson almost has it taken away instead of foul, reach-in foul. And that is on Heiss. Now, he's going to shoot the 1 plus the bonus. Yeah, it's not really a terrible play. It's because they were within a basket of tying it. They can't hear. But he's pretty cool and calm, and if he brings it back within 1.
Boy, there are going to be a lot of colleges recruiting this junior.
And a rebound taken in by Heiss. And he is fouled.
Now that's a good quick foul right there. Put Brian Heiss to the line, 6'6" junior.
55 seconds to go. 54-52. Kingwood on top. On the second shot missed by Roberson.
Yeah, that's a good execution by the Plano Wildcats. You've got to assume Tom Inman was instructing him that on a miss for a quick foul. That's the best way to take the ball out of Nic Wise's hands, is just foul somebody else.
Heiss has not tried a free throw in this game. And he rims it out. Zastapil with a rebound. The second front end of a one-on-one missed by Kingwood here in the fourth. Their lead is 2. Robertson fakes the 3. Zastapil back to Robertson. Robertson guarded by Nic Wise. Behind the Zastapil screen. Can't get the shot away. 37 seconds to play. Almost knocked loose. Zastapil.
Foul.
Got to get it to Robertson. Does. And a timeout. Wow. Remember, a three-pointer would win it for Plano.
Here's the danger of calling a timeout in this situation. Tom Inman certainly needed a timeout. His team was not doing anything offensively. The danger is a lot of times you call a timeout in this situation and you can't get the ball back in bounds. You got a chance if you're Kingwood. They don't play a lot of denial defense, but I would anticipate they will certainly be denying John Roberson the ball. You can use him as a decoy. Whoever sets a screen for Roberson, I expect to see them dive to the basket.
Well, the only thing that can potentially beat you is a 3. A 2 can't beat you. You're going to get the ball back. A 3 can beat you. So, and who's the guy who shoots the 3s? Roberson.
What a terrific basketball game for a state championship. Wow. Yeah, a lot of admiration for these Plano Wildcats. They have just hung around, and they've done everything they can do to fight and scratch and put themselves in a position to win a state championship. Kingwood had it rolling, and Nic Wise hitting shots, Mike Singletary playing good. Just, boy, everything you could hope for in a state championship game.
Nic Wise is the only Mustang to score in the fourth quarter. The only one. In fact, he has the only single field goal they have scored in the fourth quarter, a 3 early in the period. Meanwhile, Plano's had a strong fourth quarter. A couple baskets by Fultz, 3-pointer by Roberson, a 2-pointer by Mann, and some free throws. No, 54-52.
Let's see if Nic Wise does not come out and deny John Roberson this inbounds pass. Watch Joseph Fultz down there to the right of your screen. You see 33, Dondre Wise, trying to deny him the ball. He has been awful quiet here in the second half. 14 points and 12 of those in the first half.
We have an emergency cleanup over there by the bench because they spilled some of the cups of water, and so they're having to clean it up before we can get this play started.
Just another dramatic pause.
Yes, it is. Hey, by the way, before we forget, congratulations to your old coach's high school. ARP won the state championship. Guy Lewis, longtime coach, University of Houston, was one of, well, maybe the first great star at ARP, and his team won the championship this year.
I'm surprised by this. Look at the separation right there between John Roberson and, yeah, absolutely. I would do everything you could do to deny him the ball.
Yeah, in fact, if they're going to take a shot, although he's going to have help if he does that. If he's going to take a shot at a steal, he's got to have some backup help, because if he doesn't get it, that's risky.
Well, no pressure on the inbound passer. Sagging down there, number 45, sagging down into the lap. Trevin Harris double teaming down there on Joseph Fultz to the right of your screen.
They get it. Oh, he fouled him. He was trying for the steal. Tried to sneak the hand in, but got the foul.
Hey, if he would not have fouled him, that would have been over and back. Look where he jumps from. He jumps from the front court and lands in the back court, and that is over and back. He could have crossed the line and caught the ball.
All right, this is 1+.
Oh, man.
This game can be, well, we're going to have another timeout. Well, if he hits it, then it is certain that Kingwood will go for the final shot, and will either have a victory on a shot or overtime.
Yeah, who do you think will take that last shot right now?
Tom Inman, the free throw here.
Hey, they're not talking about what do we do. Do we make the free throw or do we miss it? They're saying, hey, we're going to make this free throw. Now what do we do? I would have someone face guarding. I would double team Nic Wise. Even if you had to triple team him, I would do everything that I could do to keep the ball out of his hands. Make somebody else bring the ball up the court with the clock winding down.
Well, the tough thing, too, is he is very capable of getting it down to maybe 4 or 5 seconds and drawing a foul if he's still got the ball in his hands. He's very capable of that. But all possessions don't work. Otherwise, we'd have real high-scoring games.
Now, right now, you can assume Royce Hoosman is drawing up a inbounds pass to get the ball to Nic Wise. They'll come down, and if you're going to take a shot to win it, assuming Roberson hits this, you make sure you start that shot. You start your offensive play at about 12, but put that shot up with 4 seconds to go. Statistically, many more games are won on the putback as opposed to making the shot at the buzzer. Get that shot up there time enough, and everybody go to the offensive boards.
Tom Inman's club has really dominated on the boards. 32 rebounds to only 18 for Kingwood, but Kingwood has shot 47% to 43%. There you see Wise. He has not really been that good at the foul line as he can be. He's always at 4 or 5. He missed the floor. Now Roberson ties with the basket. He does. It's tied. 20 points for Roberson.
So calm and no effort at all to take the ball out of his hands. You could run a double team at him. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Try to surprise him, and he has to get rid of it.
Boy, now don't let him get the ball back. Do everything you can do.
He's got it. Wise.
I'd run another double at him.
15 seconds.
Here it comes.
Wise is going to make it or break it. It's going to go overtime or into the win column. One or the other. Here comes Wise. Dribbling through. Plays it up. And it might be a charge.
Oh, yeah, it is. That is not a shooting foul. Player control. You do not shoot the 1-and-1. got 5 seconds left. What you tell your team is you can take 1 dribble per second. So right now, Plano would have 5 dribbles to bring the ball up the court. That's a good call.
Kingwood has to play tight defense, but not so tight that they foul anybody. They've got to get in the way. They've got to make them eat those 5 seconds and not get a legitimate shot. But we're going to have a timeout to talk about it. A 30-second timeout.
Hey, that was a gutsy call, and that was the correct call. Right now, if you're Tom Inman, you're telling your guys, hey, John Roberson, catch the ball going towards our basket. I'd start him over on the sideline and let him run a little banana cut so he catches the ball with momentum and with speed. Again, 5 seconds translates into 5 dribbles. You can come down, you can take 2 or 3 dribbles, you can up fake, but I would not be surprised at all to see John Roberson penetrate and pitch to Joseph Fultz. I just think that John Roberson's going to get so much attention on this play. Joseph Fultz is likely to be open.
As you notice, there's no timeouts left for Plano, so they've got to get the ball in. They cannot call a timeout, but it doesn't appear they're going to be really pressed on the inbounds anyway.
Well, see, now Kingwood wants them to catch the ball going to their left. You see Roberson at the top of your screen. I expect he'll run a banana cut and catch that thing on the run. Here we go.
Here comes Roberson. From way out court, we got overtime. It's overtime at the Irwin Center.
I'm a little surprised that he elected to shoot from beyond half court. I think he could have taken a couple of more dribbles and gotten a lot closer to the three-point line.
It is 54-54, and we'll be back with more overtime.
Tonight after the game.
Overtime for the first time since Longview and Victoria. Well, this one is now. This is 54 all. We had an overtime in the girls' final last year. You see the overtime rules is 4 minutes. 1 timeout extra per team.
Yeah, a good time for the forwards to get back involved in this game. Mike Singletary has not done much since the first quarter. Joseph Fultz has been quiet.
Not anymore.
No longer.
Fultz. The only time Plano has led until now was first basket of the game. And now that foul will be called on man in a little wrestling match with Singletary.
Now they're trying to run this little shuffle cut for Singletary, and the opening tip, what a swat by Lawrence Mann.
That was it for Mann. He is fouled out.
Well, he has played a terrific basketball game. His numbers may not dazzle you, but he has brought a ton of energy to this Plano team. 6 points don't hardly tell the story of this young man's contribution. He ought to hold his head up. He had a terrific state championship basketball game.
And he's being replaced by Skinner. Skinner 6'2", Mann 6'5", so they lose some size at the free throw line. This is Singletary has not scored since the first quarter. And he still has
it. What a game. I really thought Plano was on the verge of collapsing and being run out of the gym, and they just kept fighting and fighting and turned this into as exciting a high school game as I've seen in a long time.
Well, they were down by 10 into the fourth quarter.
A couple of times.
Yeah. Roberson. And as I said, that'll be a reach-in foul on Wise.
Yeah, that is not a foul that Royce Kuzman wants right now. Nic Wise has got to play smarter than that. Just keep moving his feet, and you cannot reach back behind a player and slap. As soon as you start reaching, that ref's inhaling on his whistle.
That's also his fourth.
Oh, boy.
And he's been guarding Roberson.
Now, the first time John Roberson has short-armed a free throw. He backed up and just threw it up there. He didn't stand up there and stroke it like he has on the rest of his free throws.
So the most he can do now is give his team a 2-point lead again. But he does. 21. Now Wise. Harris. Wise for three. Bang!
Oh.
And I mean bang! Back ram!
Are
Backboard.
you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And his team's on top by one, 58-57.
Overtime state championship game, 25 feet off the glass.
Now watch this situation here, though, because remember, Wise is playing with 4 fouls.
Well, he's got to attack.
And Robertson's trying to spread it so he can go one-on-one, at least to see what he can do with it.
Well, someone needs to come up and set a screen for Robertson. Come up here and make Nic Wise play defense. Here it is. Yeah, good adjustment by Tom Inman.
Robertson backs off. Lost control of the ball. And
everybody froze. They
and then Robertson throws up a three. That's it. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. John Roberson.
That was an afterthought.
Yeah, everybody froze. They thought they'd called a foul.
Singletary has it slapped away from behind, but saved by Wise. Now Nic Wise has to throw it back out, and wow, it's going to stay where it is in lieu of a foul, I guess, because it looked like Harris was ripped pretty good.
Watch
Look at
this defense. Oh, that was on the arm. You see, Nic Wise stopped because he knew he slapped him on the arm.
And he thought he was out of the game.
Yeah,
well,
so John Roberson just backs up 3 steps and bam.
Andre Wise, team down by 2 with exactly 2 minutes to play in overtime.
Sastapio doing a good job denying Mike Singletary the ball.
Yeah, he's got to be given some credit because Singletary has not had the ball much at all. Now the defense comes out.
A serious mismatch right now. They're actually playing a zone. They have not shown a zone all night.
Off balance by Wise. Poor shot, but kept alive. Give credit there where that's due. Heiss keeping that one alive.
This is a diamond-and-one defense. They're playing zone down low and man-to-man on Wise. Boy, second
away off of Singletary. Tap will not go by Heiss, and it's still loose in the corner and picked off by Fall. And what do we got?
Double foul.
A double foul.
That's a good
down
call.
in the corner between
Singletary and Sastapio.
Singletary.
Yeah, watch them fight for this ball. They get tied up, and it's probably a pretty good call.
Just a foul, as you can see on that replay. That's all it was. It was very physical.
Well, what that does is that keeps the ball to Kingwood. You go to the alternate possession on the double foul, and the officials are going to talk about this, but I believe that ball stays.
Singletary, of course, now picks up number 4.
You know, I don't know this because Plano had the ball. They had possession of the ball when the double foul occurred.
And I think they're going to get it.
Yeah, that's the right call. It wasn't. They weren't fighting. They weren't fighting for the loose ball, and it was a jump ball situation. If the ball was loose, then you'd go to alternate possession. That's good officiating.
Now, for the first time in the ball game, Plano has a shot because it's in their command. 1:18 to play, and they have the lead. 60-58 with 1:18 to go.
Now, a new federation rule this year in high school basketball in the state of Texas that it's the point of interruption where the call's made. That's why Plano's maintaining possession of the ball.
All right.
That's what we said.
Yeah, you said they had it. And they did. People, you got to remember, that wasn't, those two guys, they weren't battling over the ball. They didn't have the ball. They didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
They were away.
Well,
had
now,
they been battling over the ball and then had a double foul, then it would have been a different deal.
Now it's role reversal. All those situations we talked about, Tom Inman, what was he going to do on defense? Now what is Royce Husman going to do on defense? Do you try to take the ball out of Roberson's hands? Remember, Nic Wise has 4 fouls.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Singletary has 4. This is a problem for them because they can't let him just eat off the clock. Roberson's not.
Oh, that's 5 on Singletary.
Yeah, that was a very unusual call, I think, but it paid off.
Well, not very good weak side defense over here to the right for Kingwood. Look how wide open that lane is, and Singletary the only one getting over there, and he got over there late.
Well, these are huge free throws now.
Oh, yeah, they are. Again.
Not unexpected, but if he obviously hits them both, 2 possessions.
6 for 9 from the line. Mike Singletary, a terrific, there's no reason for him to hide his face. He battled and fought, had a terrific first quarter, and really became the focus of the Wildcats defense from the first quarter on. And Tom Inman's squad did a good job of neutralizing the effectiveness of Mike Singletary.
Coming in for him is Winfield. The reality is that on this Kingwood club, it was Wise and Singletary. They have not gotten a lot of scoring in this tournament from others. And obviously, if you focus on Singletary, that basically takes away the inside scoring because the other inside guys aren't scoring much. How about that for a miss throw? Yeah, because now, even if he hits this, it's a 3-point game.
Tom Inman, that's the calmest I've seen him. Before the game, he's bouncing all over the place. He's calm, cool, and collected right now.
He's used up all of his adrenaline, and the rebound comes off to Wise. Oh, man. A minute to play. Plano by 2. Nic Wise. Heiss.
Yeah, boy, do not let Nic Wise get the ball back if you can.
3-pointer short by Harris. The follow by Harris is short, and the rebound comes down to, well, a foul will be called actually to Landon Skinner. Got the rebound and fouled. Harris had 2 shots, 2 of them, and couldn't get him to fall.
A good job following his shot. We've seen him do that several times in the first half. But
he was hoping to get a foul call, and didn't get it. But you got to make sure you go for the shot. Skinner at the free throw line. He tries to see what he can do. He hasn't been to the foul line yet.
And you still see that heavily taped wrist. Missed 30 games this year. Oh, that was not close.
39 seconds left. And once again, should he even hit it, Kingwood would be within 3. And assuming they got the rebound, well, of course, if he hits it, they're really
you got a box full out.
And they've got the rebound. 4 free throws missed in a row. Kingwood has the ball. Nic Wise. 30 seconds. The people are standing here in the Irwin Center.
Well, you got a double teaming.
Nic Wise, a long 3, short. Fultz with the rebound, and he will be fouled. That one was a bit longer than he wanted to throw it. And we'll go down and shoot free throws again with 20 seconds left.
Well, you get the idea that Coach Usman was not happy with that shot selection.
I don't think he minded who was shooting it. He just didn't like where it was and exactly when it was taken. Fultz at the free throw line for 2. All of his points.
A timeout. Think about a timeout.
All of Fultz's points have come from the field. He hasn't been to the free throw line yet.
Man, partner. Whew. Oh, I'm catching my breath real quick.
Amazing game. Don't forget, on High School Scoreboard Live, it'll be back tonight on FSN Southwest.
Hey,
take a look back at all the UIL tournament and state championship action. That means all the games, not just this thriller. It's the High School Scoreboard Live tonight at 11:30 only on FSN Southwest. There you saw Tom Inman, the veteran coach, native of Illinois, grew up in Ottawa, Illinois, University of.
You made the point earlier with Mike Singletary and Nic Wise providing almost all of the offensive output for Kingwood. Well, with Mike Singletary on the bench, you're Royce Husman, and you're down there and you're trying to draw up a play, and suddenly, what do you have that Nic Wise has confidence in other than his ability to take the ball and create his own shot? So far, nobody else for Kingwood has really shown any sort of ability to jump up and hit a pressure jump shot. And if you're Tom Inman, you're talking about that in this huddle right now. You say, look, you know, after we make these 2 free throws, you double, triple, and I don't care where Nic Wise goes, boy, you do not let him beat us.
Kingwood has, well, their last field goal.
3 minutes.
And actually, it's worse than that. They only have 2 field goals since the fourth quarter started. They were both threes by Nic Wise. They have been just totally shut down by this Plano defense.
Joseph Fultz, interesting. I'd never go up to that free throw line and wait for the other team. I'd step back to the top of the key, but he turned around to his teammate and he said, I got this one. And he's going to get a chance to get 2.
Well, if he gets both of them, then he may have just won the game. But he has not just won the game.
Well, that's a look at missed opportunity right there.
That's
the last 5 free throws?
5 in a row that have been missed.
Woo, man.
They've all been 2-shotters, too. 6 in a row and tied up. The arrow, however, will give it to Kingwood.
Zastapil almost got a timeout. He went down to the floor and was trying to call a timeout.
"17 seconds in overtime."
Now watch Nic Wise cross half court and then call a timeout.
Now we're going for a final shot.
Now he's going to call a timeout.
And he did. He will have 11 seconds to operate.
In this situation, I do not go for the 3-point shot. Nic Wise the last couple of times has jacked up 20, 25-foot jump shots, and he's been spectacular, 32 points, but I think he needs to take it to the basket like he did at the end of regulation, but under control. And right now, if I'm Royce Huseman, I'm telling my guys, I'm telling Trevin Harris, and I'm telling Brian Heiss, I'm saying, look, as he dribble penetrates, he is going to draw a lot of attention. Turn, seal, get your hands up, and present yourself. And if we stay under control, one of you guys can end up with a layup to put us into double overtime. Yeah, you can call people and ask for advice, trying to find out what should we do defensively. Now, defensively, you do not want to give up a layup.
Remember the field goal percentage I gave you for Kingwood back early in the fourth quarter was almost 48%, 39.5. They have just totally fallen off the face of the earth. 17 for 43 overall, while the field goal percentage for Plano has risen to 44%, 20 out of 45. Plano with a 35 to 27 edge on the boards.
Now, they have not switched the possession arrow yet. Kingwood just took control of that ball with the possession arrow. The official score over there still has it pointing in favor of Kingwood. That is not correct.
I think they don't do it until the ball is actually in play. Let's watch it carefully. I think he will slip it as soon as they put the ball in play.
Now, Nic Wise
they did put it in play because they put it across midcourt. You're right.
Nic Wise is going to inbound this pass and look for him to get the ball right. Oh, interesting. Here he comes down there on the baseline. Watch the left of your screen. There's Nic.
A 3. In and out. The tap won't go. The tap won't go. It's over. The Plano Wildcats are the champions of Texas high school basketball in 5A.
Have you ever seen a jump shot go so deep in the basket and rattle out? I'm telling you, it was like the ghosts of Plano reached down in that rim and flipped that ball out because it was deep, deep in that basket before it rattled out. What a state championship, Plano Wildcats.
Here it is again, the final play. Nic Wise behind the line.
Yeah.
It is up, it is down, it is out.
Oh,
and not only that, a couple of very close taps that just wouldn't get up and over the rim.
Yeah, they went for the 3. They went for the win. Look how deep that ball is.
Deep.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
The basketball gods were shining.
Yes, they were.
In Plano. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here from the Irwin Center. You can breathe again.
The rules are simple. Hold tight and don't blink. This week, the action heats up at the Wrangler Pro Rodeo Tour. The top cowboys face off in the country's best rodeos and compete for their share of a $9 million bounty.
The Wrangler Pro Rodeo Tour, Monday on FSN Southwest.
Poker Superstars returns to FSN. The kings and queens of poker royalty face off in a star-studded duel competing for over $1.2 million. Poker giants are ready for their close-ups. Who will be the last one standing?
Yes!
Poker Superstars 3, premieres Sunday on FSN.
It's poker, baby.
There you see the champions. Plano dethrones humble Kingwood, only the third time that a team that won one year and came back the next to the final game did not win. This is as close as it can get. The ball is in, almost below the rim, and comes out. Unbelievable. One thing that all Kingwood fans can say is there will never be a game that close to a win when you figure the shot that is not one probably in the history of basketball. That was just an amazingly tough thing. Let's go out to the court. I believe we're standing by with Tom Inman, who I think the adrenaline finally is gone, Reed.
Yeah, courtside with a very relieved coach, Tom Inman. And Coach, I read an article. You talked about football team has got 7 state championships. So you know what? You got you one to hang a banner. What does this mean to Plano High School?
It means everything to me. It means everything to my kids. And I want to thank the entire community and our football coach and our football team, because no one supports us more. We don't play football against basketball at Plano. It's not our style.
Well, congratulations. I thought the real story of this game was your ability to neutralize Mike Singletary. He tore you up in the first quarter, had 11 points, and after that, you made a couple of adjustments and really took him out of the game.
Well, I feel like we're a very good second-half team to begin with. That's part of the thing. And also, I think that we played pretty good defense. We rolled a few doubles at him. I think we drew 1 charge on him. I may be mistaken. It's kind of a blur at this point in time. But, yeah, I'm real proud of my guys because Mike's a man. He's a grown man for a junior.
Before the game, we were talking to you about Nic Wise, and you looked up and had a little twinkle in your eye, and you said, hey, my point guard's pretty good. Hey, Coach, he's really, really good.
If he ain't the best, if he's not the best point guard in Texas, I don't know who is. And if he's not one of the best in the nation, I want to see who is. He's big time.
You got contributions from a lot of guys. I thought Lawrence Mann came out in the second half, gave you a tremendous amount of energy, especially on the glass.
He gave us a lot of burst. He really did. And that's why I'm so proud of Lawrence, because it's hard to be a 4th and 5th option on a team. You hurt your ego. You know, you got the 3-headed monster. You got John and Eric and Joe, and he's willing to take that role, and he really did it well, and I'm so proud of him. I want to say thank you to him and obviously every one of them.
Hey, Coach, well, congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate with your team. What a terrific win. We'll have John Roberson slide in. Hey, young man, a terrific basketball game there in the second half. It looked like you just put the team on your back. You had a lot of confidence. Talk about what you were feeling out there on the court.
I just gotta give a lot of credit to my teammates. They were there in the first half when I wasn't making my shots, and fortunately for me, my shots were falling in the second half. I got to give it to Nic Wise. He's a great player. Oh man, it's just a dream come true.
Was there any extra motivation? Nic Wise, certainly all the publicity, and rightfully so, but boy, you came out as a junior and went toe-to-toe with him.
Yes, sir. He's a great player. He's probably the best player I ever played against. And he was just giving it to me in the first half, making all the shots, and I really couldn't compete with him. But in the second half, I just tried to put the team on my back. We were struggling a little bit, and fortunately for us, we got the victory.
Before the game, your coach was telling us about the fact that, hey, I got this move in from Florida, and I said, any chance he's going to move back? He goes, yeah, over my dead body. I don't think he's going to let you back out of town, young man.
I don't want to go anywhere. I'm glad I picked Plano. I mean, it's a dream come true for me. It's our destiny to win this, and I'm just glad we got it done.
Terrific basketball game. I'm very happy for you. Go celebrate with your teammates. You did a terrific job. John Roberson, certainly the story of the game for the Plano Wildcats.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see how much of the story of the game he may be, because, of course, there will be an MVP named, and it's obviously either going to be him or Wise, and he's on the winners, and to the victors belong the spoils, one would think. But right now he's getting the big spoil from the governor as he gets the championship medal. The And the congratulations, of course, well deserved. The 24 points for Roberson, 21 of them came in the second half when he led the charge, and 16 for Fultz, who all on field goals. He had 8 field goals. And there you see a coach, very happy guy, his 7th year as the head coach after 10 years as an assistant. And ironically, he even did some student assisting, I guess he said, at South Oak Cliff before he actually became a coach himself. South Oak Cliff earlier today won the 4A championship. Great moment for him, certainly. Lawrence Mann had 5 points, 8 points for Zastapil to go with 8 rebounds. They were the leading offensive players, but as Reed pointed out, it was a team effort. 36 rebounds to 28, 44% shooting to 38%, as it turned out for Humble, as they really put the clamps on them down the stretch, and that was the story there. Wise was 8 for 18, 7 of those 14 from three-point range, and he will never miss one less than that last one. Let's go out to the court and the trophy presentation.
Game. The award is presented by Spalding Sports Worldwide, the official ball of the regional and state UIL basketball championships. Representing Spalding this evening, Mr. Marty Criswell. And now the 5A most valuable player of the game, as selected by the sports writers here today. Hit 6 threes, scored 24, wears 21 in maroon, John Roberson of the Wildcats of Plano.
The actual championship trophy is now going to be presented.
Now, on behalf of all the Texas schools and the 1,302 schools who play basketball in our state, it is truly a privilege to present the awards to the 2 finalist teams. First, the runners-up. They took home all the marbles last year. They finished 36-6 this year. Coach Royce Hoosman and the Kingwood Mustangs, runners-up for 2006. Assistant coaches John Castles, Dominic Amorosa, Rusty Odom, Mark Schrutka, and John Ogden. The managers, Joseph Nessery, trainer Pete Daigle, statistician Matt Hempel. The superintendent in the Humble District is Guy Sconzo. Principal at Kingwood, Melissa Hayhurst. The AD is Zoe Simpson. Congratulations to all the Kingwood community. 2 for 2, a gold trophy and a silver trophy.
And of course, on the Plano side, of course, these are rivals, so they don't really want to cheer for each other. But Plano West girls won the girls championship, and now Plano High wins the boys.
Coach Tom Inman, his assistants, Phil Parlin, Jeff Vines, the Wildcats of Plano, 29-9 on the year. Please accept the trophy from Governor Rick Perry, the Honorable Rick Perry, Governor of the great state of Texas.
You know, Reed, I'd like to ask you a question because, you know, you've been in basketball a lot. And, you know, this is obviously a very close game, overtime, one 2-point margin. But because of that last shot and what it did, can there have ever been a closer or a worse feeling for a team? I mean,
every time I watch a scene like this, I have such mixed emotions because I'm so happy for the Plano Wildcats, but with my background and the big games that I've lost on last-second shots, you know, my heart just breaks for the Kingwood Mustangs. That was I've never seen a jump shot go into a basket as deep as that ball went in, and then not only did it rattle, but then it circled around and hung on the rim, and oh, what a gut-wrenching loss for Kingwood. And Mike Singletary was so emotional during that trophy presentation, and he needs to hold his head up high because what a run the Kingwood Mustangs have had for the last 2 years.
They sure have. We're going to take a break, and actually we're going to say goodbye because everything's over. Everyone's going home, right? The final score in overtime was 60-58. Plano wins it. They are the champions of 5A boys. For Reed Geddes, Greg Lucas saying good night from Austin. Again, that's the final. Plano wins it, and they are the champs. Stay tuned for the Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. You have been watching the boys' 5A state championship game from the Irwin Center on FSN.
You're watching Fox. Shame on you.
You're watching your Southwest Sports Report.
Coming up on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. Finals are set for the Big 12 Men's Championship. While at Reunion Arena, the Lady Sooners go for the trifecta against Baylor. At stake, the Big 12 Women's Crown.
NFL free agency is underway. Cowboys, Texans, and Saints all day one players. The Rangers' designated hitter Phil Nevin is getting a fresh start this spring in surprise Arizona.
Boys basketball champions are crowned. Dallas South Oak Cliff looking for back-to-back 4A state titles. While in Utah, the Mavs looking to stay on top in the Wild, Wild West.
Good evening. This is your Southwest Sports Report presented by Busch Light.
Hey there, and welcome into the FSN studios for your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. Emily Jones alongside Rick Renner, and I'll give you a little hint. He's wearing some suspenders under there. I'm a little sad. I thought you were going to.
Hiding them.
Okay, all right. I thought, you're always one to make a fashion statement. I thought for sure you weren't going to put that jacket on. Enough about your wardrobe. It was a big weekend in Austin. The state of Texas crowning a few new state champs. We'll let you know who's taking the hardware home a little bit later.
What's in the water, huh? Plano, great year in basketball. Hey, busy night on the net. We got inside all kinds of stuff. We'll get inside the head of the Rangers' hottest hitter this spring, Phil Nevin, who's finally happy to be with the Rangers. Big 12 crowns their queen, and the men know who will play for all the hoopla on Sunday in their title game. Well, Texas has never won a Big 12 tournament. The Longhorns with revenge on their minds against A&M in the Lone Star Shootout. Conference Player of the Year, P.J. Tucker, looking for redemption for dribbling out the shot clock in College Station. Aggie fans fired up, shouting shot clock every time P.J. touched the ball. Just a little gentle reminder that they like to give him. We go to the ACC. Who will get to the last lap? P.J. Tucker ready to avenge a three-point loss 10 days ago. First half, A.J. Abrams to P.J. Tucker. Texas led 43-30 at intermission. Texas scored only 43 points in the whole game against A&M in College Station. Second half, A&M down 3. Aggies with some good ball movement here. AC Law finds a wide-open Josh Carter, who drains a 6 3-pointer. He had 25, and we're tied at 64. Under a minute left in our Whataburger play of the day. Tucker will miss the shot, but LaMarcus Aldridge is right there to pick up the juicy leftovers. Texas up by 3. One last chance for A&M. J.J. Joseph Jones. Oh, he made only 2 3-pointers all year. Not even close. Rick Barnes in Texas survived. Tucker, his season high 26 of redemption, but it was his defense that sealed the deal on AC Law afterwards.
Coach wanted me to pick him up because he thought my length would affect him a little bit. So I got out there and I got a pretty good stop on him, and we finished out the game pretty well. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of our team. We got a lot of guys that can do it night in, night out. So when one guy's not doing well, another guy can pick him up, and I think that's why we're one of the best teams in the country.
The Horns get the winner of this one. Nebraska and Kansas. Bill Self and his Billy Gillespie lookalike working it well. Trying to get to the Big 12 title game for the first time since 2002. Super freshman Super Mario Chalmers doing his thing. He had 13 first-half points. Later in the first half, KU's other fabulous freshman, Brandon Rush, the younger brother of Kareem, who played with the Mizzou. KU up by a dozen at the break. Second half, more Chalmers. He hits the floater in the lane. Kansas running away. They're up by 13. Then Russell Robinson takes it all the way, coast to the rack, the hoop, the harm. KU cruises 79-65. They'll face Texas at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Kansas wins for the 14th time in 15 games. Texas, first 27-win season ever. So it's fitting that the 2 regular season co-champs are in the championship game. The first final for KU since 2002. Jayhawks are awfully tough when they get to the final game. They're 3-1 in the final. In the only regular season meeting between the two, Texas beat Kansas and spanked them good by 25. Good seats available at Ticketmaster or at the AAC box office.
Well, the ladies decided their tournament champion today. 8th-ranked Oklahoma taking on number 10 Baylor. Plenty of storylines in this one. OU the top seed after becoming the first team in Big 12 women's history to go through the regular season undefeated. Baylor, meantime, the 2nd seed and the defending national champion. The Sooners swept the season series, but only by a combined 7 points to Reunion Arena in Dallas. Sooners have won 18 straight, 16-0 in the regular conference season. First half, OU's Aaron Higgins hot, hitting from way out. Higgins had 5 3-pointers in the game. Baylor started slow, hitting just 1 of their first 17 shots. Sophia Young with the bucket there. Bears down 4 at the break, though. Second half, more from Higgins. Another 3-ball, 15 points on the night for Aaron. OU up 11. And on this night, it would be too much of that girl. Courtney Paris, 24 points and a tournament record, 26 rebounds. OU gets the double dip, beating Baylor 72-61. Big 12 champions in the regular season and Big 12 tournament champions as well. Got to think that Oklahoma could likely get a number 1 seed for the big dance. Those bids will, of course, come out on Monday. After the game, Sherry Cole talked about her team.
Just really, it's an amazing accomplishment to go undefeated in this league, and then to be able to sweep the tournament as well, I think is a reflection of what these kids are made of.
Sherry, on the seed, 1 or 2?
In my gut, I think they'll give us a 2. I think if you can win this conference tournament and go undefeated in league play, you deserve a 1, but they didn't really ask me, and I don't figure they'll call, so we'll go play wherever they tell us to play, Barry.
Quick correction. They'll find out tomorrow where they're headed and what seed they are as well, the rest of the women's field.
Speaking of seeds, that leads us to tonight's Busch Light poll question. Who do you think is most deserving of a number 1 seed from the Big 12? Texas on the men's side, OU or Baylor, despite the loss, some think they could get it. OU posted the first ever Big 12 undefeated regular season. Hey, log on and sound off on foxsports.com on MSN keyword Southwest. Results coming up later in the show.
One more note before we hit the break. Oklahoma quarterback Rhett Bomar cited last night for being a minor in possession of alcohol. Police say Bomar was drinking beer at a Hornets game. He was taken into custody, posted bond, and then released.
Bomar was cited for the same offense in September, but that complaint was later dismissed for lack of evidence. Coming up next on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report, we head to surprise Arizona and catch up with the Rangers DH Phil Nevin.
And Plano and humble Kingwood battle it out for the boys' 5A championship in Austin. They needed a little extra time to do it, too.
And the Dallas Mavericks look to extend their lead atop the Southwest Division.
Your Southwest Sports Report is brought to you by Easy Making Busch Light.
Get up close and personal with the Rockets. FSN Houston gets you off court and inside the lives of your favorite players. Watch the show built just for Rockets fans. The Rockets Insider, Wednesday at 7, only on FSN Houston.
To those who say NASCAR isn't a sport, they may be right.